Hi and welcome back to another Pokemon Go adventure. Nextly, I just want to talk about IVs and the IVs of Pokemon and the best way to go about calculating the individual values, which is what IVs are, of your Pokemon. Now to start off with, I'll just try to catch this Staryu just as an example of, just to go through and show you the best way to calculate, and he's run away. Okay, well that's not going to work. Let's see if we can find that shelter then. So with IVs, when I first started playing the game, and majority of you probably did the same, we didn't really know much about IVs and what they were. The way you worked out the best Pokemon that you had was based on their combat points or their CP. So as the game progressed along, we began to understand a little bit more about the Pokemon themselves, and that your combat power is not necessarily like your high CP Pokemon are not necessarily your best Pokemon. Now the IVs or individual values are based upon their attack, stamina and defense, which you can work out what the potential of that Pokemon is based upon their IVs. So if we can just go along and hopefully find another Pokemon to catch, because I do want to show you, I know on this one, oh, there's a shelter there, on this app that we're currently on, there are a lot of apps you can use where you have to actually enter in the combat points, the hit points, and the amount of Stardust you have to spend in order to work out the IVs of that Pokemon. Alright, so we've just caught a shelter there. Now to work out the IVs, oh look, Eevee, another shelter, sweet. Oh no, they're gone. Alright, I might have to go back and hit that up. But just as an example, so that shelter that I've caught there, right, if I want to work out how good that shelter is, I'm currently using an app which is called IV Go. And this app links up with your Pokemon Go account, and you don't have to enter anything in. As you can see there, it's got recent, so it shows up all the recent Pokemon that I've just caught. On the first screen there, it shows the combat points of 443 at max, based upon this shelter's IV percentage of 66. At max, if I was to level him up, he would have 660 combat points. Now, if we found one that was 100%, its maximum is 734. You can also see off to the side there, on the right hand side in the orange, it's got moves 2 out of 2. So this shelter is 67%. IVs down there, level 21. Its attack's quite poor on 6. It's got a high defense and average stamina. But in its quick moves and main moves, as you can see, tackle is its best attack move, its quick move, and pulse, water pulse, is its best main move. So out of the attack combinations that they have, this one has 2 out of the 2 best moves that it can possibly have. But it's only at 67%. So you can also go back and we can arrange this just by, let's do it by number. So I can link it up with Pokemon Go. What's going on? Why is the game spazzed out? Go away. And that's what you get. Let me just reboot this. I suppose the actual game itself hasn't glitched out in a while. It has definitely been a lot more stable, but every now and again you come across a few little glitches in the system where it just likes to crash. So once we get this loaded up again, I can show you how you go through and work out your IVs of your Pokemon. Alright, so if we search our Pokemon there and we arrange it by the number as well, as you can see there, if we just go off the top line, so I've got an 82% Bulbasaur, an 84% Bulbasaur, and then an 82% Ivysaur. So as you can see, I've just gone through, there's my 82% Bulbasaur, 84% Bulbasaur, and 82% Venusaur. Ivysaur. So I've gone through and worked out the IVs of all the Pokemon that I have, and now I'm only trying to keep Pokemon with IVs above 80%, with decent CP as well. I mean, if you get something that's on 10 CP, even if it's at 100% IVs, you'd have to spend so much in Stardust to level it up. You're better off just waiting for a better CP with a higher IV percentage. So it's a little bit of a balancing game on which ones you're going to keep. But I have gone through and worked out the IVs of all my Pokemon, and am currently only trying to keep the ones above 80% to boost them along. Like you see some there's a Wigglytuff there at 97%. Parasec's there 91 and 93%. Dugtrio 91%. Yeah, so you go through there, like those two Arcanines there at 95%, 97%, they are going to be absolute beasts, and you can see the potential of what your Pokemon can also be in this app. So if we change this and we arrange this by IVs, right? So it has a ranking system of triple S is 100%, double S is above 90%, I think S is above 80%, and below 80% to 70% is like A, and then B, C, D, E, right down to your crappy Pokemon. So right, all these ones, I'm trying to keep all these A's and above. So if we go down to these Arcanines, where are they? Should be up the top. Right, so that Arcanine there, which is sitting at 97%, you can see currently its combat points are 1,998. It can maximum be, when I level it up, 2,657 based upon the level I'm on. So I know that when I get him fully maxed out, that's going to be his strength. If he was at 100%, he would be 2,664, which again is a beast. So you can go through and see if the Pokemon that you have are going to get over 2,000, and if it's really worth powering them up. Like if you have a look at that 95% Persian, his combat points are 925. His maximum is only going to be 1,446. So there's no point powering him up, even though he's got great IVs. He's never going to be one of my strongest Pokemon. Same with this Dewgong up the top here, right? He is at 100%. So even if I was to power him up at 100%, the strongest he is ever going to be is 1,915. He's not even going to crack 2,000. So he's good to keep, he's good to have, he's the strongest one of his kind. The move set is quite poor because I don't have any of his strong moves, but I'm not going to power him up because he's never going to crack 2,000. So it's up to you guys as well what apps you do use, and I'm sure there are other good apps out there. This is the one that I find is the most easiest for me, and I do recommend that you download it, because if you're playing on the go as well, it's got a little mini ball down the bottom here where you can play Pokemon while you're going, and if you want to see quickly, like if let's have a crack at this Venonat. Right. Come on, Venonat. Really? 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 Just get in the Pokeball. I'm trying to show the people something. Alright. There we go. Alright, so I've just caught him as well. So Venonat, he comes through. 379 CP, hit points of 67. So instead of going through and actually entering that in, I can work out right now what his IVs are. You just click on the little ball, comes up there up the top with my recent one. The last one that I've caught, the Venonat, is ranked C. His IVs are 42. So I know straight away he's not one that I'm going to keep. I can get rid of him straight away. And you just can pretty much go through and work out the IVs of your Pokemon, which are the best ones to keep and which ones you want to power up, and it'll really give you an edge because you can see their potential and you're not wasting your Stardust powering up a Pokemon that's never going to be one of your strongest ones. So it's good to learn which Pokemon you want to focus on to build that better team as well. I will go through my Pokemon at a later date, just to show you the strategy that I've got in place to powering them up, and the team that I want to have that's going to be the strongest. Like, I know we all want to fill our Pokedex, which is good, and as you can see in the Pokedex, I'm only sitting on a few that I need to get. So I've kind of, with the buddy system, I'm really using the buddy system. Like, I'm trying to get Blastoise at the moment to get, I think I've got 4 final evolutions to finish off those Pokemon evolutions, and then the rest of them are purely location based Pokemon that, like Tauros, I'd have to go to America, and Mr. Mime, I'd have to go to England. So I'm not going to get those. So I'm not going to focus too much on the Pokedex at the moment because it is quite full. Now I'm all about finding those Pokemon that I need and building up my team to make the team stronger. And once you get a stronger team, then you can really start taking down these gyms, start putting them in, start dominating, having heaps of Pokemon in your gym, and you can just start collecting that Stardust and those coins on a daily basis and start hitting high levels. That's it for me for now. I will check in a little bit later again because I do want to show you a few more handy hints on the game. But thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.